Are you ready? Let's go!
Don't you sometimes just want to talk about everything? You know, there's days when you can just talk about anything. Need to sit back and chat about nothing at all? Nothing But Julie, coming at you with fun and creative topics and interviews.
Did you hear Julie's podcast? She's got the greatest topics.
Come join the chat about everything, anything, and nothing. So unwind and tune in to Nothing But Julie. Great topics and cool interviews with some pretty awesome people. And now, without further delay, here's Nothing But Julie.
Hello, everybody. This is Julie Schrager, your podcast host for Nothing But Julie. How is everybody doing? It's been a minute, and I wanted to get back on and do a little whining to you. So I call this my Wednesday whine. What do you have to whine about? Are there things that are bothering you, pissing you off? I don't know, making you crazy? The world itself has gone nuts. We all know that. People are angry. They're angry all the time. They're angry at you. They're angry at me. They're angry at themselves. They're angry at their best friends. They're angry at their parents, their loved ones. It's an epidemic. People like to say, oh, this all happened because of Trump. No. It was already there. Did he help kind of bring out like the beast in everyone? Possibly. But you can't blame any one person. The world was going to shit anyway. It does have a lot to do with who is in office and the decisions that maybe they've made that have affected us. But I'll be honest with you, there is no reason why anyone should blame anyone. I think that we all just went to shit because of COVID. We were all locked in. We started getting frustrated and aggravated with the people we were living with. Some, it actually worked out, but others, nope. Others just wanted to kill each other. And then you have, when everybody went back to work slowly, people were like, now I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to work in an office. I can do what I need to do here in my home. So people started to get angry. People were getting angry at others for not wearing masks. People were getting angry at people for wearing masks. People were getting angry at others for not getting vaccinated. People were getting angry at others for getting vaccinated. And all of a sudden became an about me fuckfest. And with that, people got angry. People were dissatisfied. People were very opinionated and didn't care about what you thought. All they cared about was what they thought. It didn't matter about what anyone else had to say, what anybody else thought. So the world became angry. And then, when it was time to go back to work, to go back to school, all of a sudden, there were so many obstacles, so many opinions. That basically started the ball rolling. And because of that, people got more and more angry. So let's take all of that into account. Yeah, I definitely believe that COVID was the number one thing to piss people off. So the world is angry. It's going to take a really long time for us to get back to where we were. So let's maybe focus on moving forward. Instead of going back to where we were, how can we improve where we are now? You've got automobiles that are not being sold. You've got automobiles that are not coming in. You have automobiles that don't have their chips. You have automobiles that are too high. People, even myself, have resorted to purchasing their own car versus getting a new one because the price on these automobiles is insane, absolutely insane. And so I am not going to pay $600-700 for a brand new car when I can take the car that I currently have and buy it and pay $400 or pay $50 less for that. People are angry because of it. It's been an avalanche, and that is unfortunately what has transpired because all it takes is to be a little angry. Like, for example, being on orange, let's say, or let's go green, yellow, red. When you're on green, nothing really bothers you. Nothing. But then slowly but surely, little things start to come into play, and guess what happens? You are now on yellow. Yellow is now your color. You are more affected by the small things in life than the bigger things. Don't sweat the small stuff. That quote? Well, that is now parlayed into your yellow. So now it's the little things that start to bother you. Not every little thing, but many. And then at some time, eventually you turn into hot red. And that's why I was saying orange. You can go from orange, you can go from yellow to orange, but let's just go from yellow to red. Everybody is on red. No, okay, let me rephrase. Not everybody. Some of the lucky few are not on red. But when you are on red, it takes much of nothing to get you angry, to get you going, to get you upset. And that's where many people are. They are immediately ready to just go for the jugular. Whether it was COVID or not, whether it's, I don't know, let's say we have COVID. We have what I consider to be the tiniest of a recession. People are not making the money they used to. And if those people are still making decent money, a huge percentage of it is going towards inflation costs. Let's start with food. Eggs, because of the avian flu, we have less eggs because all the chickens were killed and many of them died to stop the spread of the avian flu. So you can get a dozen eggs and they'll cost you $10. Fuel is high again. Everything is high. So even if you're making a decent salary, you're going to see much of that get much lowered because of the cost of everything. There are some people that have decided that they are not going to go away on vacations as much as they used to because they've got 3 or 4 kids. And when it used to be okay to support those kids, they were able to have extras. But now, no, they can't do those extras. You have to be more cautious of the money. People have been hit by the stock market. Many of them lost a lot of money. So guess what happened? The housing market was booming. People were selling their homes for exorbitant amounts of money. And then guess what? They decided, the feds, okay, time to raise the interest rate. And on top of that, the stock market took a hit. So you now have people that are saying, no, I'm not going to pay $1 million for a house that's really worth $700,000, $600,000. I can't afford to do that also because I lost a shit ton of money in the stock market. What do you do about that? Well, the feds raise the interest rate so it stops this crazy housing market, but at the same time, people are not buying as much because the interest rates are high, because they lost money in the stock market. It's a domino effect. It's consistent. And one thing leads to another. When COVID hit, everything stopped. The supply chain stopped. And then once it started up again, you saw all of those merchant ships just waiting to go through customs. They were backed up. Things are still backed up. We're going through the shittiest of shit. And it's really pissing me off. I have tried or strived in my life to not let things really affect me in a way where it's seen, it's noticed, it affects me to where my whole personality changes, I gain weight, whatever it might be when I get stressed. I have to just kind of go with the flow. I give myself a little bit of time to be pissed. But here's the thing. I'm really pissed. And I haven't been able to put a cap on it. It's because I don't want to. I don't want to put a cap on it. I want to whine. I want to bitch. I want to complain. Because it seems to give me more comfort when I do that, surrounded by others who believe the same thing. And it's kind of like therapy. The more I bitch, the more I whine, the more camaraderie there is, because everyone is affected. And if you act like you're not, you're full of shit. Everyone's been and everyone is being affected. And for those who haven't, at some point they will be. Life is full of ups and downs. And you know what? I'm not the kind of person that is against change, but what we've been going through since COVID has come around and the incredible domino effect that has followed, I mean, my God, it's ridiculous. It's been a clusterfuck of shit. A clusterfuck. So, I just needed to get on here and whine and rant and bitch because, why not? It helps me. Like I said, it's therapy. But here's the deal, people. You can whine, you can bitch as much as you want. But in the end, what's going to happen? Nothing. In the end, you're still going to have to go with the flow. So let's not be miserable. Let's not take it out on everyone, because everyone is in the same boat. And people are acting nuts. They're acting like freaking lunatics out there. Everyone is becoming a Karen and a Ken. Everybody is treating everyone like shit. What happened to just common decency? What happened to just being cool? Because you're not the only one that's in the midst of the crap. It's everybody. So I think it's really important that you remember that not everybody is being affected in the same way. Everybody is just holding on. We're all just holding on for dear life and just waiting for the smoke to clear, for the skies to just have the sun coming through it. Let's not forget that. So that's been my whining session. It's so funny because I'm like, let's all try and be, cool to each other. And meanwhile, here I am whining. But I'm whining to you because you're my friends and you're all really cool and you are going through the same thing. So feel free to whine back. I love when I get DMs from you telling me about your issues, because you know what? It makes me feel like I'm not the only one. And it makes me feel like you hear me and you're listening. And that's what's so great about these podcasts, hearing back from people, knowing that there are other people out there that are somehow going through, the same thing. So I appreciate that. And I do hope that you have a wonderful, whiny, hump day Wednesday.